My name is Samsam Abdi. I grew up in Somalia. It's a small country in East Africa. I loved sewing a lot. Being like a Muslim young girl in America and loving fashion and loving things that are pretty, but also wants to be modest. So I was like, there's not that much clothing that do both. So I was like, maybe I could just come up with something that puts both together, fashion and modest. Being an African, we care about weddings so much. So there's a lot of people who get married and then they design this beautiful, elegant dress that costs time and money. What do they do with it after that? It's like, that sounds like a business opportunity. So I designed a website that you can sell or buy the custom African dresses, traditional dresses specifically. I was around 9 years old when I left. My family fled the Civil War that happened right after I was born in 1991. I don't remember anything about the war. I just remember the people, and I remember my neighbors. I remember the kids that I used to play with. We had a sweet that's called Samsam, which was made of sesame. I would wait for that lady, and she would give me one or two after her day's over because she would have extra. I remember walking every day to buy fresh food from the market because we didn't have fridge, so we would buy every meal. When my parents decided to leave, it was difficult. My mom, she sent me with my stepmom. Can you take my daughter with you in case we cannot make it or if anything happens? She would be safe. She would be able to have a better life, which was very brave of her. It was just difficult for her. I always tell her, you were just a superhero to me. I didn't understand at that time, and I was like, where's my mom? I miss her. We were like very excited about the US, but we were like, whatever, whenever it accepts us, we will be okay with it. I saw a lot of movies, American movies. I don't remember the names. Oh, Hannah Montana. How did I forget about that? I was kind of obsessed with Hannah Montana. It was, what is it called, my guilty pleasure? One of the things that I just felt was totally different was walking on the streets. I don't know anybody here. I don't speak this language. If I get lost, I don't know how I'm going to go home. So it was very difficult at the beginning. I was just like a little kid. Somebody staring at you for at least a minute or so, just walking on the street. I'm like, do I look so different that you have to stare at me this much to understand me? I'm exactly like you. Sometimes I felt like I was... This is too much for me. And it was kind of like, okay, so I'm here in America, but I don't belong here. The hardest thing was making friends. And I don't think even to this day it's easy for me to make let's say, American friends. I feel like I'm more comfortable with making friends with people of color or people that I can relate to. It's easier for me to do so than just like at PSU. I struggled a lot making friends with other students. I took a class with the Portland Police Bureau, which was self-defense. That happened after the election of 2016. I was like, I need to take this self-defense class to feel safe even walking on the street. We learn a lot about domestic violence, sexual assault. Through that course, the training, I feel like I had a different personality that came out of me. Before that, I was just like very naive. In my culture, you have to be nice. You have to be okay with everything. But I realized that there's a lot of people who don't do the same. So there was a firearm training that was offered to me through the Portland Police Bureau. That was the first time I touched any gun or anything like that. When I fired that shot, I started crying and I just emotionally broke. I just broke down because I was fascinated by this small thing that could cause harm that much. I was thinking about if somebody held that gun to my head when I was in the Civil War, how my mom would feel. I was just very devastated, and I can't imagine anybody who's going through that now, which it's a lot of people are going through that life and not feeling safe and stable in their country, and that's why they're choosing to find another place. Nobody chooses to become an immigrant or refugee. I would rather be in a place where I feel people love me, I feel people look like me. I would rather be in a place where I don't have to struggle to just walk down the street. I don't have to feel people are staring at me. And that would happen in my home country. But is it safe for me? No. Is it better for me to be here? Yes. So I'm not here to bother anyone. I'm not here to cause anything. I'm just here to live. So it's not a choice. It's not something that people choose to become. I didn't choose to become a refugee. I didn't choose to live my life in a place that was surrounded by war. You didn't choose to become an American, did you? Did you choose to become an American? Did you choose to become a Somali? Did you choose to become Canadian? You didn't. You were just born here. So that doesn't give you the right to own this world or to own who lives on it or who doesn't. It's just a temporary. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. It's just a temporary word, and we have to share it.